According to the ASA Fishing Organization, there are approximately 60 million anglers in the United States. That makes up about 2.4% of the population who fish in the United States. In order to be counted as a statistic, some people have to have a basic understanding and knowledge of how to actually fish. I learned how to fish at a very young age and have grown up to love it. I want others to be highly educated about fishing equipment as well, so that they can gain the same appreciation and experience I have of the sport. First, I'm going to be talking about rods. When looking at rods, there's a few different components. First, I'm going to start out by, this is the pin number. You can track your rod. Power 7.6. That means that the rod is 7 foot 6 inches in length. Next is the power of the rod, being it is a heavy action, meaning that the rod has a lot of backbone to it so you can pull some stuff out. But then also it has a fast tip, meaning that the end of the rod has a very soft and light action. Next, we're going to talk about line weight. It suggests line 15 to 65 pounds. That's a pretty broad spectrum there. Basically, they just want where the line can easily flow through the guides. Next, we're going to talk about lure weight. Lure weight being, they suggest a lure between 3/16 and half-ounce lures. Those cast the best. I'm going to talk about the reel. Now, if you thought there was a lot of components on the rods, there's more components on the reels, I promise. So first, this is the Beau. By clicking this, it releases the spool, which moves freely. Now, there's many different types of drag on this setup. This is the spool drag, meaning that by tightening this, it allows it to be harder to pull and or softer to pull out. So like, let's say you hook a big fish, you don't want to break your line, you lighten up your drag, that way that the line can come out and you just play your fish. Casting drag, this is the rough casting drag. Rough casting drag is like obviously a rough judgment. You tighten it or loosen it, and when you open the spool, it'll allow the line to come out freely or more hard. On the back of the reel here, this is the fine casting drag. After you set up your rough casting drag, you can fine tune your casting drag to your preference. Next is the line. There are many different types of line. What I have on here now is 65-pound braid. There's a few other types off the top of my knowledge. Monofilament line, fluorocarbon line, all different types of line. I like using braid because it's more hardy. Type of places that I fish have a lot of vegetation, and I don't want my line to get frayed or caught up or fouled on anything and end up snapping. Next, we're going to talk about the overall general perspective and how to cast it. By opening the Beau, it allows your line to come out, obviously. You want your lure weight to be, or your lure length on the end of your rod to be about 6 inches from the tip of your rod. That's going to allow you to cast as far as possible. You're going to rear back and let go, letting your thumb gently come off of the spool. When you want to stop your lure, you're going to press your thumb on the spool to stop it. I get most of my rods and stuff on tacklewarehouse.com. I find that to be a very good and useful source. It's very easy, they ship to you, good prices. Another thing, if you want to look at statistics about rods, different experiments they do on rods, bend tests, all of that, I like using allfishingby.com. It's a great source to use. They talk about fishing and then different equipment and uses for that. And yeah, I hope y'all gain a little bit of knowledge from this video, and I hope you learn to love to fish like I do. It's a great sport to get into. It's very fun. Just about anyone will do it with you. Thank you.